I know what you did. You went to Petco and saw those $20 Tarantula Huts and bought one, didn't you? Well, I can't judge because I did the same thing. What is up, guys? This is Lex Martinez. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about tarantula care. Mostly terrestrial tarantulas because that's what I have and that's what I did all my research on. So before you guys say anything, I know buying from big corporation pet stores encourages them to continue selling these animals and taking poor care of them. I couldn't control myself. I was there buying supplies and I just saw them. They intrigued me. So I tried to look at the little spiders and they just all looked like crap. So I saved one. I would have saved all of them, but that would have been like $120 and I don't have that kind of money. Okay, so let me tell you this just to begin with. Change everything. Everything. Step 1. Take that damn cricket out of the enclosure. First thing before you even set up the new enclosure, take that damn cricket out of there. Separate it from your spiderling because it's gonna hurt it. You don't want your little spider to be hurt. At least I didn't. That was the first thing I did. There is no way your spiderling is gonna be able to eat that cricket. I mean, if you really look at it, the cricket is bigger than the spider. Like, it's gonna hurt it. There's no way it's gonna eat it. Like mine, personally, she only has 7 legs because that cricket tore off one of them. I'm pretty sure it was the cricket because I saw it laying on the substrate. And she was running away from the cricket, so obviously she was scared of it. I mean, I would be. It's bigger than her. Good going, Petco. By the way, her name is Cleo. I mean, she is a little spiderling, so I can't really tell if she's a girl or not, but that's what I'm going with because I've always wanted to name a spider Cleo, so if she turns out to be a boy, his name is Cleo. Ain't nothing I'm ever gonna do about it. Step 2. You should probably do your research before buying any type of animal, but in case you impulsively bought, you do your research. Like, pause this video and go research whatever species your spider is. Now, just pause it. I'll wait. Good? Okay. Now that you've done your research, get your spider out of that fancy decorated recycled spice container. Because let's be real, that's all that is. So if your tarantula is an arboreal species, meaning that it climbs up and down, you're going to want to get a taller terrarium with less floor space and maybe more like plants and vines for it to climb up. I didn't have to worry about that because Cleo is a terrestrial. She's a Honduran curly hair. Yep. Terrestrial means that she likes more ground space and she's more likely to burrow. So she has a shorter, wider container. Even though she's little. She'll grow into it. Excuse my scratch. My terrarium for her is a little softball showcase, kind of. It's a really good size for her. Let me show you. This is Cleo's terrarium. And if you can see, she's right here. My camera's not going to focus, but you can kind of see her. She's still very small. She did her burrow on this side because I have her right next to my candle warmer, so that's where she stays warm. But yeah, it's just you can see the humidity, but it's just an acrylic softball showcase. I'll explain everything, how to do this in the next step. Don't you worry. Just wanted to, oh, can you see her moving? Hello, baby. She's like, no, go put me back by the warmth. Okay, so what I have her in that softball, and that'll probably last her till she's about an inch. I'll, of course, add a little more substrate in there, that way she can burrow a little deeper. And then I'm going to upgrade her. I might get, like, I really like those. That's a really good idea, I think. So I think I might get, like, the football one or something, and then as she gets bigger, I'll just upgrade in size. Yup. Step 3. How to set up your terrarium. What you're going to want to do is go to that big chain pet store that you got her from and get yourself a brick of Eco Earth. That's like 10 bucks for a big old brick, and you're not even going to use the whole brick. So you've got Eco Earth for days. And also when you clean it, that's pretty good too. So especially for terrestrial spiders, you want to get the Eco Earth because it's softer, so it allows them to burrow. As you could see with Cleo, she burrowed down. She just so happened to burrow against the acrylic, so there's a little window that I can see her, that was very thoughtful of her to do for me. So the moisture in the Eco Earth, because you gotta like soak it in water for it to break up because it comes in a compact brick. The moisture in the Eco Earth, it creates humidity in there, as you saw before, and you want that for your spider because that's where she gets some of her water from, is from the humidity on the walls. And then you don't want to drill holes into it or have like a screened top because it sucks out all the humidity, and you actually do want it pretty humid in there for them. How she gets her oxygen to replace the old air in there is when you open it up. I open it up about once a day to either let oxygen in or feed her. I'll explain all the feeding in the next step. And then that's pretty sufficient for her. So for the hide is what I did is went to Dollar Tree and got one of those bingo marker stamper thingies, and I took the lid off and I threw the bingo marker away because I don't need that. I don't play bingo. So that's what I did, and then I kind of dug it into the Eco Earth a little bit, and then I packed Eco Earth on top of it to make a little cute hide. She went into it the first night, and now she doesn't even use it. But it's there if she wants it. It makes the tank look kind of cute too. But she doesn't use it. She stays in her tunnel, so whatever. I got a $1 hide. I'm not complaining. And then also I took little tiny fake flowers that you could see, the little blue things, and I put them in each corner just to make the tank look cute. I'm pretty sure she doesn't give two craps that they're in there, but her house is pretty. When she gets bigger and I get her into a bigger terrarium, I'll probably invest into a heat mat for her to put under the substrate. Right now, clearly, that's not big enough for a heat mat, so I actually placed her right next to my candle warmer, and that's how she stays warm. She just kind of stays in her little window. I don't put it too close to where it's going to melt the acrylic or get too hot for her, but close enough to where she stays warm. Step 4. Feeding. I don't care what that overly decorated spice container tells you to do. Do not, I repeat, do not feed your spiderling crickets, especially ones that are bigger than her. I mean, put yourself in her 8 legs. How would you feel if a giant cricket was chasing you around? Instead, what you want to do is go buy yourself a fruit fly culture. Look, this is what it looks like. Got a little chameleon. Here's what it looks like inside. See all those little buggers? Those are actually forming fruit flies. They're in the eggs right now. I have a whole bunch in here actually now. A few days ago I was scared I was running out, but it looks like a bunch of them hatched and they're just crawling around in there. Yeah. This is what you need to feed your spiderling, because this is all she can handle right now. I mean, she's like a centimeter long. This is what she needs. Go to the store and buy some of these. They're like $10 for a whole culture, and they're self-sustaining. I mean, if you weren't prepared to spend $10 on a self-sustaining jar of fruit flies, why'd you buy a spiderling, Fruit flies is where she's going to get most of the moisture from just eating it. All the liquids in it, that's where she gets. And then plus, how I said the humidity on the walls, there you go. You don't want to put a water dish in your tarantula's terrarium just yet because she's too small, or it's too small. And it's probably, there's a chance that it could drown. And I don't think you want a drowned tarantula, because I know I wouldn't. You probably don't want to put a water dish into your tarantula's terrarium until its leg span is about the size of a bottle cap. And then you use a bottle cap as the watering dish, and even then you want to put some like little gravels or something and then the water, so it's still pretty shallow, so it still can't drown. No matter what you've read, don't put a sponge into your tarantula's water dish for it to suck on the sponge and get water, because sure, that may work, but the sponge is also a great breeding ground for mold and bacteria and all those little nasties, and I wouldn't want to drink all of that, and I don't want my spider drinking that. So if you like drinking that, then good for you. Don't make your spider drink that. I forgot to mention, I have a little spray bottle that I just use to mist her terrarium like 2 times a week maybe, and just a couple spritzes just to make sure the humidity stays up. So yeah, I think that concludes my video of tarantula care and what you should do after buying a Tarantula Hut, because I mean, they use a piece of foam as substrate. Foam. Who wants to live on foam? I don't. Pretty sure Cleo wasn't happy she couldn't burrow. So, that cricket just makes me so mad. Come on. Keep in mind that each Tarantula Hut, they'll either have temperate or tropical species on them. Make sure you do your research on which species that you're planning to buy. Hunter and curly hairs, I had already known before that they're very docile tarantulas, and they don't really have a tendency to flick their abdomen hairs at you, which can really cause irritation, a really bad rash. It can damage your eyes if it gets into them, your respiratory, it's not pretty. So I know Hunter and curly hairs don't have a tendency to do that, and they're pretty docile, so they'll probably never strike at you unless you make it mad or it thinks you're food. A lot of the other spiders are not beginner spiders at all, so if you're up to that challenge and you don't need a beginner spider, you go get that advanced spider. But if you're not and you prefer a docile spider like me, then I would really do research, because not all those tarantulas are docile, and due to the nature of their species, they may tend to grow up and be aggressive, just depending on which species you get. So just keep that in mind when you're searching for one. Thank you guys. What is this? Now I have a little bit of an attitude in it. That's just because the care that I saw for the tarantulas, and especially the difference that she had after a week of proper care, just, it infuriates me, and she's doing so good. I'm so happy. If you guys like this video, please hit subscribe and thumbs up, and check out my previous videos. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.